Hi everyone, welcome. I'm just going to share this to my Facebook really quickly. Let me go ahead and do that. Give me just a second here. I'll move you all to this side. When you jump on, let me know you're here. Perfect. And we will start chatting in just a second. I was having some issues with my lighting a second ago. Almost done. Hey, Sherry. I knew you'd be on. Okay. Move y'all back over here and we can get started. Okay, so hi, Arlene. I hope I said that correctly. Let me know if I didn't. I have water with me this time, and I have my hot tea this time because I remember the last time I was doing this, my throat got so dry that I was like, oh gosh. It's one of the reasons why I cut it short a little bit. I really didn't even cut it that much short, but I want to be able to answer all of your questions no matter what they may be. So I'm fully prepared with my water. And then, of course, my tea. So when y'all are ready, ask any questions that you may have. Oh, I'm so glad that I got that right, Haroline. And then RKYMTNGAL. Hey, what's up? You may see me looking over to the side over here. It's because that's where my comments are, and I want to make sure that I answer all questions that you have. I have a piece of hair in my mouth. Rocky Mountain Gal. Oh, I love that. Okay, this piece of hair is just going to have to say that, I guess. Sherry, I'm so glad you like the tea. I love it. The one I'm drinking is the same one that I always drink. It's the Boost tea, but I did see that they did come out with a fruit infuser bottle. So I can give you my code in the comments if you're wanting to try it. They have all kinds of teas. This one is Boost. It's just one that I really liked. It's 0 carbs, 0 calories. So it is perfectly 5-in-1 approved. They also have some for relaxing and skinny tea, colon tea, stuff like that. Those, however, do have a couple calories in them, so they may not be program approved, but I love this one. I absolutely love it. I think it would be great for somebody who is just starting program because they may have that detox couple days where I just, you're tired, you have a headache, maybe this would probably really help. I don't notice much of a difference of Boost, but that's because I'm pretty much filled with energy all the time. So that's probably why, but I absolutely love this. Okay, so hi Joy, hi from Michigan. Oh my gosh, how cold is it there? I always ask my clients who are not in my state, how cold is it there? How cold is it there? How cold is it there? Hey Beverly, just because I think it was in the 70s today. I'm pretty sure it was in the 70s at its peak, maybe even 80s, but I can't even imagine anything lower than that. Okay, Haroline, that is so sweet. I think that is so adorable. Hold on, got the hair. Oh, that's so gross. I'm so sorry. That was probably a dog hair. So you don't drink it at night, Sherry, because it's a lot of caffeine. Yeah, so, I guess it could be I'm drinking it now and maybe up until 3 o'clock this morning, but I can get some editing done, right? That's okay. Panama City, Florida. Hi, Leslie. Oh, this is not from Optavia. This is actually from Teami. You can't see it. There's the brand right there. It says Teami. They reached out to me to ask me to review their tea, and I'm not a big tea drinker, but I actually really enjoy it. I have about 2 of these tumblers a day just because I love it so much. Finally in the 40s. Oh my gosh, Joy. The 40s, I could not imagine it being in the 40s in March. I'm from Michigan too. It's finally starting to warm up. Y'all are so funny. Do y'all still have snow on the ground? We didn't get any snow. We never really get snow. But every once in a while, we'll have a snow day where we'll get flurries and maybe it'll stick around for 12 hours. But we did not have that this year. And I was really hoping that we would because it's my favorite. Joy says yes, but not everywhere. And Sherry says snow is gone. So you must not be in the same parts of Michigan. Anyway, so I don't really know what to talk about until somebody asks a question, but I guess I could talk about a little bit about the wedding and where we are with that, just because that's kind of what's on my mind all the time now. We are currently, I saw today, 52 days out from the wedding, which is just crazy. I remember when we got engaged and I was like, oh my gosh, we have a whole year to plan this. This is going to be easy. No, you don't realize how many decisions there are. I keep telling people I'm just ready to be done with the decisions and finally get married already. The last decision that we made, we went with our florist, who is fabulous. She made the bouquet for my bridals, which was last week, and it was amazing. So we did a bunch of stuff with her, and she's awesome because she's kind of just taking it off of our plate, which is so good. And she works with the decorator, and because I know nothing about flowers, y'all. Nothing. All my flowers in my house, in fact, are fake, unless you talk about the bridal bouquet that's still sitting in my living room. But everything else is fake. I have some right there. I have some right there. All fake. Okay. Can I do intermittent fasting with Optavia? Okay. Intermittent fasting, I think I read that's where you maybe you stop eating at 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night, and then you don't eat again until the next morning. Correct me if I'm wrong. What I know about it is that you should always eat 30 minutes to an hour, but within 30 minutes to an hour of when you wake up, and that you should eat within 3 hours of going to bed. So, for example, if you're going to bed at 9 o'clock and you stop eating at 8, that's totally fine. If you wake up at 8 o'clock and eat at 8:30, that's totally fine. But things like stopping eating at 6 and going to bed at 11, technically you should have another fueling within that. I don't know that intermittent fasting doesn't work, but from what I've seen clients-wise, it just works I was just talking to a client about this. It works a lot better if you continually fuel your body, even, if you go to bed at 12, you eat at 11. That's going to help you to burn calories and burn fat while you're asleep. Okay, little lesson here. So the way that Optavia works is we fuel our body with small fuelings or, small meals every 2 to 3 hours, because that's how our body works. Our body can then burn off that fueling and is ready for another one every 2 to 3 hours. So if you decide to have maybe a fueling at 11 o'clock at night, you go to bed at midnight, which I could never do, let me tell you. I'm always asleep super early, 10:30 at the latest. But if you decide to eat your last fueling at 11 and go to bed at 12, your body is still going to be burning that fat and that fat storage while you're asleep. So that's not to say that intermittent fasting doesn't work similarly or kind of do the opposite effect, but still help you to lose. I just don't know that for sure. I've never used intermittent fasting. Rocky Mountain Gal, hit it. Okay. Thoughts on staying on track in the evening. My mom is calling me. Does she not know that I'm on live? Mom. Oh my gosh, Sherilyn, that is so sweet of you. Thank you very much. And then back to Rocky Mountain Gal, thoughts on staying on track in the evening. That's difficult, especially if you, during the day, have a job. And so your mind may be on other things like maybe you've got a big meeting that you have to go to. You have a schedule at work, so it becomes very, very easy. We find the same thing happens with weekends. I have a lot of clients who say I do really, really well during the week, but then during the weekend, I find that it's super hard to stay on track. You're not alone. Same thing with evenings. So during the day, you go to work, you have your schedule, you're busy with work, you don't really think about it. In the evening, it becomes hard because all of a sudden, maybe you come home and you eat dinner and then you have free time. So typically in the evenings, maybe you would have a pint of ice cream, or that may be excessive. Maybe you have like a piece of cake or Pop-Tarts or something as you're watching TV. And so that's become a habit. You want to replace that with a healthy habit. So maybe you don't have Pop-Tarts, but you think of something like your favorite fueling. So maybe it's the brownie. It seems to be a lot of people's favorites. Maybe the brownie fueling is your favorite and you like to fix it a certain way. Maybe you like to make the cheesecake out of it. Maybe you like to put cream cheese in it and make it really, really creamy. That's fine. Do that and use that as your reward for the evening and kind of something to look forward to. Totally understand evenings can be difficult, but if you set something to look forward to, then it makes it a little bit easier. I hope that helps. Having trouble lately with being hungry between fuelings. Any tips? I have switched to eating every 2 hours. So that actually happens sometimes. And the reason that happens could be a couple different reasons. Number one, you may not be getting enough protein. So say you're eating 5 ounces of shrimp instead of 7 ounces of shrimp. Even that 2 ounces can really do a lot. So make sure you're getting enough protein. You can also decide to split up your lean and greens. I have some clients who will eat half of their lean and green for lunch, half of their lean green for dinner to kind of keep themselves full, especially if they have a pretty long day ahead of them. Another reason that you could possibly be hungry is maybe you're getting so close to a goal that it's time to change up the plan. If you're on the 5 and 1 and you are getting pretty close to goal within 5-10 pounds, maybe it may be time to switch to the 4 2 and 1 to give your body a little extra protein to keep burning fat. So if you find that you're stalling a little bit and that you're getting really hungry, talk to your coach about possibly switching up your plan or adding a little more protein to your plan. Happens super, super often. I am in Texas. Yes, I love Texas. I'm in Texas. Hiya, Stephanie. Okay, any recommendations for eating out? So eating out, we have the wonderful guide, the Dining Out Guide, and I eat out all the time. I will tell you that as much as I cook, I don't really love to cook. So Robbie and I will eat out pretty frequently, and you gotta kind of find your things that you love. So you can never go wrong with something like chicken breast and mixed veggies. As long as those mixed veggies aren't starchy vegetables, so broccoli, green beans. If you're going to a steakhouse, my favorite go-to is a steak rare. I might add, I love my steaks rare with green beans and a salad. Super simple, so on plan. Today we went to Luby's, which I don't know if Luby's is everywhere, but Luby's in Texas is like, is Luby's everywhere? Somebody let me know. Luby's is like kind of cafeteria dining. So they'll have several different proteins, lots of sides. A lot of them are really starchy. So I was really nervous going in today, but I made a decision before I walked in that no matter what happened, I was going to try and be as healthy as I could. They have this really cool thing where they put the amount of calories on there. So I picked the blackened tilapia, which was fabulous. Oh my gosh, so flavorful. It was so filling, it was so good. And afterwards, I didn't feel like groggy from eating lunch, you know. I had an hour drive back home and it was still amazing and fine. You know, I didn't feel like I was dying of, you know, tiredness or exhaustion. And then I had green beans and some zucchini squash on the side. So it was really, really good. And it was flavorful, filling, and completely on program. I recommend if you're having issues and you're going to a restaurant, look at the menu beforehand. That way, when you go into the restaurant, you don't have to sit there and go, oh, but you know what? Those chicken tenders or that chicken fried steak looks really, really good. I can do it just for today. No. Go online beforehand, figure out what you're going to have. Don't even look at the menu. Don't be tempted and tell the waiter, I'll have a rare steak, please, with a rare 6-ounce steak with green beans and a side salad. Thank you. And you're done. So also reach out to your coach if you need them. That's what they're there for. That's probably going to be my go-to answer for a lot of things. Reach out to your coach. Anyway, okay. Good question, Beverly. Very good question. How cool. You're from Egypt. That's awesome. What is my current fueling besides the peanut butter shake? Probably the brownie. I think that's kind of a cop-out answer too. Everybody loves the brownie. But I love that with the brownie, you can do so much with it. You can make it into a shake. You can make it into a waffle. You can make it into a cheesecake. There's so many things you can do with it. I now put it in my coffee. I mean, I love the shake. Love the brownie. I also love the Mocha Blast shake. But probably my all-time will always be go-to will be the brownie. Let's see. You're close to goal. What is the options of other plans? So a lot of the times when you're close to goal and you need more protein, they may have you switch completely to a 4 2 and 1 where you'll be eating 4 fuelings, 2 lean and greens, and 1 optional snack. But sometimes they will have you just add in a little bit of extra protein with like maybe a hard-boiled egg, a cheese stick, 2 ounces of extra protein. It depends. I recommend calling nutrition support at 1-888-OPTAVIA, speaking to nutrition support, letting them know what's going on, and they'll be able to advise you more closely. Because I can give suggestions, but I'm not really like, this is what you should do. You know, I don't know your situation completely. So I'm like losing my place here. Okay. What do I do? Let's see. I have a poor connection. Oh no, Leslie, so sad. The brownie, you can have it uncooked. So like if you put it in a coffee, or like I love doing the cheesecake. I keep mentioning that. And the way that I do that, I did that in a video. Which video did I do that in? I think I did that in the healthy holiday hacks. But the way you do it is you take a little bit of water. Actually, I use coffee a lot of times. A little bit of coffee with a little bit of the brownie powder and make kind of a crust at the bottom of the ramekin. And then take the rest of the powder with a tablespoon of cream cheese and mix that together and then put it on top and put it in the freezer. Super good. It's really, really good. So, but yeah, you can definitely have it uncooked. Oh, that's a really good way to have it, Debbie. I never thought about like waffling the peanut butter shake. I love it. But I mean, every once in a while, things are always going to get a little boring, I guess you could say. You get tired of it. So I need to try waffling it because that sounds like a really good idea. Freezing it with PB2 on top. Yes, I have heard of that one. It's kind of like a Reese's peanut butter shake hack. Chicken nuggets, tenders, use the jalapeno. I've also heard of that, Caitlin. I have not tried it, but I've told many people about that who tell me, like, I'm just not a fan of the crunchers, whether that be the jalapeno cheddar poppers or even just the garlic parmesan puffs, whatever it may be. You can always crush those up and then bread chicken with it. And then put it in your air fryer or put it in the oven. So, moving to, oh my gosh, I cannot imagine moving right now. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so I'm trying to think anything else I have to say about the current questions, but yeah, I think I really do want to try that breading like the chicken nuggets and tenders, although I don't have any more of those crunchers. Those were my favorite for a long time. I had them every single day during my lunch while I was watching my favorite show at that time, which was Vampire Diaries. I never finished it, by the way. There was too much going on, but I would have it every single day. So I think everybody kind of finds whatever their favorite feeling is and just continues to go back to it and go back to it and go back to it kind of thing. So let's see, finish it. Vampire Diaries is fantastic. I think I got to season 5. I'm pretty sure it was season 5. And there was too many storylines going on and too many people were trying to be other people. I couldn't keep up. Currently, and I will try, and I heard that they were going to take it off of Netflix, and then they never did. So my mom was in the middle of watching it, and I was like, Mom, you better finish it before March 1st because they're taking it away, but it's still there. So my current obsession with Netflix, because I watch it every single day during my lunch break that I now give myself from 1 to 2, or when I like fold clothes and things, is I watch Santa Clarita Diet. Santa Clarita? I think I'm saying that right. Santa Clarita Diet, which my florist, who is also my mom's best friend's daughter, who we kind of grew up together, kind of not, like we knew of each other, and she's super cool. But she was telling me about it, and it's hilarious. So if you're looking for a new Netflix show, try Santa Clarita Diet. If you have a weak stomach, don't watch it. It's about like zombies and stuff, but it's funny. It's got Kate Hudson. No, Drew Barrymore. Sorry, Drew Barrymore in it. Okay. The chicken with cruncher breading is amazing with Frank's Red Hot sauce. So it's kind of like chicken wings. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm not much of a spicy person. What kind of flowers are you having in your wedding? That's a good question. I know nothing about flowers, but I know that we're having some succulents because I love, sage is one of the colors in our wedding. So for example, should I go grab my flowers? I'm trying to decide if I should go grab my flowers. They're a little dead, but they were part of my bridal portraits last Thursday. So they've lasted almost a week and they're still kicking, but they're just kind of dead. Anyway, so she put succulents in there, and that was one of my favorite parts of it because it was so, like, I don't know, unique looking. And then there was some, oh my gosh, if she ever watches this, she would probably think I was so dumb because I don't know anything about flowers, but there was like white roses in it, I think. I can't remember what they're called, but her mom called them doe ears. They're super soft, like a leafy kind of thing, but it was really pretty. So my dress, oh, I can tell you this. We had lots of issues with my dress. So my dress came in a little bit late. It was supposed to come in October, and it ended up getting here until January. So, of course, I was freaking out. But when we got it, it turned out to be the wrong color, not by the bridal shop's fault. Kind of, but not really, but mostly our fault. Ever since I was a little girl, wanted a pure white wedding dress. More than anything, pure white. It's what I wanted. I wanted to be this glowing image, you know? And then I got the wedding dress in, and it was ivory. It's not a true ivory, but it's not pure white either. Now, speaking to a bunch of people, I know that's probably a good thing because if it's pure white, then it becomes hard to like match flowers with. Everything looks dingy in comparison to it, but it still kind of hurt. You know, the fact that I really, really, really wanted that pure white and couldn't get the pure white. So, yeah, that kind of stunk, but that's okay. So it's good though because my flowers will now not, I guess, look dingy against my dress. So Anyway, okay. So that's my flowers. I guess they look like roses, but we can't decide if our flower girls are going to use real or fake flowers. Totally does not matter to me. I'm to the point where it's just like, I don't care anymore. Just let me walk down the aisle and get married. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on with the wedding. 52 days. Our wedding invitations just went out. So we're having everybody RSVP on the knot. And that's pretty cool because I can see like who is coming in at what time. How many people are you inviting to your wedding? Oh, we invited over 300 people to the wedding, knowing that probably 2/3 of them would come. And it's so hard because there were so many other people that we wanted to invite to the wedding, but it was just like, you don't realize how fast the guest list adds up. But yeah, 300 people to the wedding. Our venue is in this really cool looking like industrial building. So it has like exposed pipes kind of and brick walls, and it's got a loft and it has a bridal suite. So it's really, really cool. But yeah, 300 people are invited to the wedding. So I'm excited. I'm ready for it to be here. I'm ready for the honeymoon. I'm ready for, I'm just ready for May to get here, I think. So I think we've pretty much made all of the decisions that we need to make. Other little things, like I said, it does not matter to me. I just really don't care. Are you guys writing your own vows? No, not at all. We are not that creative. I'm perfectly fine with the till death do us part vows. And we are doing a unity candle, which I don't know if that's common in every single wedding ceremony, but we are doing a unity candle so that, we can, I don't know, I just think it's a really sweet idea. I'm really excited because the music that's being played during that is a song that I think is absolutely beautiful. So if you have the time, go look up the song, Our Love Comes Easy by Jessie Villa, I think. Hi, Anne. Let me look it up. It's a beautiful song. I'm not going to play it because I will get copyrighted, but if you have time, look it up. Our Love Comes Easy. Oops. Okay, yeah, Jessie Villa. Beautiful song. So pretty. It talks about like, I'm going to love you for the rest of my life, no matter what comes and goes. Our love comes easy. Oh, so beautiful. So that's going to be playing during our unity candle part. Oh my goodness gracious. 17 pounds in 2 weeks. I just kind of looked over and saw that. That's amazing. That is so awesome. That's great. And then let's see. Oh, Beverly. Oh my gosh. I love that. Alexis 300H. I just bought a Lexus NX 350. Right? Yeah. So that's so awesome. It was my dream car. Hi, Naturally Blessed. What motivated you to start Optavia? How did you try other diets? What is your wedding? How can I get Was it your wedding? How can I get motivated to really get gung-ho today without delay? Okay, so lots of questions. What motivated me to get started? A lady at church was doing this program. Let me back up even more. I would say I've been overweight since elementary school, which at that point had been like, 15 years or something. And that's all I really knew. And I had tried every single thing that I had thought of. I had done Weight Watchers. I had done Atkins. I had done counting calories. I had done the HCG diet when I was in high school. Why did my parents let me do that? I had done all kinds of things trying to lose weight. And none of it worked for me. Not to say that these diets don't work or these programs don't work. I will go into that in a second. But they just didn't work for me in the way that my mind worked. So this lady at church was doing this really cool thing called Optavia. And I was like, what is this? And I decided that as a last resort, I was going to try this. Because before that, I had kind of realized that maybe I'm just going to be big my entire life. Maybe I'm just going to be overweight my entire life. Maybe I just need to accept it. Not true. But I was so tired of the guilt and the shame and the failure that I felt after I would finish or fail at a diet and then just go into this crazy binge and gain everything back. And anyway, I was so tired of that. I felt like a failure and I didn't want that anymore. So I ended up trying Optavia as a last resort. And I literally, if you're not religious, that's okay. But I am very religious. Literally the night before I started, prayed, God, please let this work. Because if not, I can't handle it again. If this is not going to work, then I'm done. I'm no longer going to do anything. I'm just destined to be overweight my entire life. So thank God it worked. It worked for my mindset. It helped me learn why I was the way I was, and also how to change those unhealthy habits into healthy habits. So that's why. Had I tried other diets? Yes. It was not my wedding, actually. I started Optavia in September of 2017 and didn't even get engaged until May of 2018. So it was not my wedding. It happened at a great time. You know, I got to try on my wedding dress at the smallest size I had ever been, and it was a really awesome experience because of that. But it wasn't because of the wedding. One thing that I tell people about getting motivated is you can't just say, I'm going to be motivated today. You've got to find that one thing that motivates you. So for me, it was the fact that I just wanted so desperately to be healthy. And I also, surprisingly, even though I wasn't engaged at the time, knew that I wanted to be a mom someday. And I knew that my body would probably have a hard time carrying a baby in the state that I was in. So that's kind of my why and something that keeps me going all the time. It changes. It's a really big why. Sometimes you need smaller whys to get you through the day or even the hour, but you kind of have to have a really, really big why. Sit down and think about it. If your why doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. So that's my little 2 cents there. You're welcome, Am. What's your favorite music artist or band? I'm really a top 40 kind of person. So like music that, you know, you hear on Sirius XM channel 2, that kind of stuff. My favorite artist is Justin Timberlake. I love Justin Timberlake, and I'm a big Selena Gomez fan too. I really enjoy all of her stuff. So, but my favorite song right now, which I know you didn't ask, but my favorite song right now is probably I Can't Get Enough by Selena Gomez and Benny something, I don't know. Naturally Blessed 22. I think I know who you are, but I don't want to be wrong. But I will say I think that it's Stephanie from high school. So thank you so much. That is so sweet. See, I think that he brought me to it too through a lady at church. So it's just a beautiful thing. How did you find out why you were the way you were? What do you mean? Are you talking about, oh, I realized what I just said. I said that I found out why I was the way I was. In the beginning, and I don't have my book with me, in the beginning of Dr. A's Habits of Health book, he talks all about why our bodies work the way that they work. And that opened a lot of like, oh, aha. I had a lot of aha moments because I realized that our bodies were the exact way that they were back in the caveman days. And so back then in the caveman days, I'm going to kind of sum up that chapter for you. It's my favorite chapter. Back in the caveman days, they may eat a huge amount of calories at one time and then go days without eating again. So their body would store that fat knowing that it was going to burn off that fuel in the next couple of days. Now our body still works that way. So when we eat a large amount of calories, it stores it thinking that we may use it later on. So that was like, oh my gosh. I kind of learned a lot. And so it taught me that's why I am the way that I am. Yes, that's a really good why, AM, to like wanting to be healthy again. You have to think, but if you've been healthy before, think back to why you loved being healthy and when you were healthy and what was different and kind of work from there, you know? Yes, I love Justin Timberlake. I knew I was correct, Stephanie. I don't know why I knew that. I know that I've seen your screen name like that before. I can't remember when, but I miss you, Stephanie. Every time I come into Victoria, I'm like, I need to call Stephanie and Kayla. But yeah, we need to get together. I'm coming into town this weekend. Okay. When will I get a Royal Oak watch? What is that? What's a Royal Oak watch? I feel like, is that a bad thing? Did I just say a bad thing? How do you get a dining out guide from Optavia? You can order them online, but Beverly, I am your coach, so remind me if I don't send you one after this live, I will send you a PDF form of it that you can keep on your phone in case you got to eat unexpectedly. It'll help you out a lot. If you need that dining out guide, anybody who's on, you can, like I said, get it from Optavia.com, or you can even reach out to your coach to get that too. Because a lot of times we have a PDF of it. So, okay, let's see. Do you use a Fitbit or an iWatch? I have an Apple Watch. I love it because it tells me how many calories I burn. I used to have a Fitbit, but when I had the Fitbit, it wasn't that cool of a Fitbit. It literally just counted your steps for you and buzzed when you hit 10,000, which is cool. But now we have so much more technology. I use an Apple Watch, and I love my Apple Watch. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I got it 2 Christmases ago, and I really didn't know what to ask for Christmas. And so I just kind of was like, well, I guess an Apple Watch would be cool. I cannot live without it now. It's the first thing I put on in the morning after my engagement ring, and I love it. I don't know what I did without it. Stephanie, I'm going to send you my number on Facebook. I'm not going to say it on here, but I'm going to send you my number on Facebook so that we can get together. Do you need a mechanical wristwatch? No, I have my Apple Watch, and I love my Apple Watch. I love it so much. But thank you. Oh my gosh, 67 pounds. Have you ever looked to see how much 67 pounds actually weighs? It's kind of fun if you've ever lost like a large amount of weight or even a small amount of weight to go and look at a chart, like, you know, how much 65 pounds weighs. And, you know, I remember comparing about a year ago, I had lost 70 pounds, comparing it to the size of my dog because my dog weighed 70 pounds. But, you know, it's just kind of fun to think about, like, oh my gosh, there you are. You're really heavy. I've lost you, you know, and how much your body carried that. Your body carried that. If you haven't done a sugar shot, I recommend doing a sugar shot. Go to the store. That does not mean take a shot of sugar. Go to the store and set up like a pyramid, or hold the amount of pounds of sugar that you've lost and take a picture of it and look at it and realize how much you've accomplished. It's such a great thing. I really love my Apple Watch, Calvin. I'm sorry, I really do. I love it so much. 24 pounds. Wow. Yeah, see, you lost the weight of your dog. That's amazing. I've lost 70 pounds, the weight of my 2 grandkids. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So you can hold your 2 grandkids and take a picture or stand with them or something. It's crazy because I remember when I took the picture last Christmas, which was only at 50 pounds, which 50 pounds is a lot, but I've lost 90 now. So it was, you know, it's been a while since I've done one. Holding it and like telling Robbie, like, hurry up, like this is so heavy. And then realizing, oh my gosh, this was what my body used to carry around. So I can't get over it, you guys. I really love this stuff. Like, I always add 2 ice cubes so that I can like actually drink it, but it's so good. Okay, good question, darling. So I've lost around 90 pounds. It does fluctuate just because we're women and we fluctuate 3 and 5 pounds every single week just because the sky's blue. So I've lost around 90 pounds, and it took me about 10 months to lose that much. And then I've kind of maintained since then. I do plan on going back on to plan after the wedding just to lose the last bit that I want to. I have about 10 to 20 pounds that I want to lose depending on how things go. But I'm happy where I'm at too. I'm not super like, I have to lose this weight. You know, I'm happy where I'm at. It would be nice to tone up though. So I want to do that. But if I lose any more weight, the wedding dress wouldn't fit correctly. So I have to stay where I'm at. Which is a nice problem, but also it's kind of like, oh, dang. That's pretty funny. You gained 2,500 pounds, a new car. That's hilarious. Favorite car brand? I just bought a Lexus, so Lexus. If we're not talking about that kind of stuff though, like if before I bought the Lexus, it would have to be like Ford, which my fiance would absolutely gag when he heard that because we just got him a Dodge truck because he needed a Dodge truck, and he drove a Dodge truck before that, but my dad drove a Ford. I had a Ford Mustang, little stick shift Ford Mustang when I was in high school. So I love Fords, but that's okay. What size tumbler do I have there? Oh, good question. Oh, it says on the side, 13.5 ounce. And I just use my Keurig to put hot water in it, and then it steeps by itself. You can keep the tea leaves in here, and then you can't really see it very well, but there's tea leaves down there. And then once you're finished with it, you can even put more hot water and steep it again. You can reuse the tea leaves, which is really nice. I need to buy another bag though because I'm running out. Yes, I love water too. Goal is 120 pounds. That's awesome. Can you imagine how it's going to feel to hit that? It's going to feel so good. How long did it take you to lose 90? 10 months. It took me 10 months. I started in September and finished around the end of June, beginning of July. So thank you, Calvin. I have a Lexus, oh my gosh, NX300. Yeah, it's beautiful. It has red seats. Fords are good. Yeah, I really, if I was going to buy another car, if I was going to buy like later on in life and I had kids, I would buy a Ford Expedition. Well, we had a Ford Expedition growing up and I loved it. And my mom loved it. And then we had to go on a trip to Oklahoma a couple of years ago and we decided to rent a bigger vehicle because my mom has a Jeep Grand Cherokee and it's nice, but, sorry, I keep adjusting. It's nice, but it just didn't have a lot of space. So we rented an Expedition and it was really nice. So I would get one of those. Is it easy to transition into maintenance after you reach your goal? Yes, because we have a whole program that teaches you how to do it. It's a 6-week transition. And it gives you all the steps. Each week you'll add something in, maybe take away a feeling to where you dial back. And then you can either completely transition all the way off of program or you can transition and eat like 3 feelings a day, 2 feelings a day. I really fluctuate. Sometimes I have 1 feeling, sometimes I have 3 feelings. It just kind of depends on where I'm at the time. So it's up to you. Talk to your coach about it, though, because you'll also need to calculate your TEE, total energy expenditure, that teaches you about how many calories you'll need to maintain your weight loss. Did you already say what teamy teas you enjoy? I did, kind of. I've only tried one, and it's the Boost tea because it's 0 carb, 0 calorie. So when they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try their tea for free, I was like, sure, that'd be awesome. I'd love to review your tea. But I wanted to make sure that it was program approved for me and for my clients. So I picked the one with 0 carbs and 0 calories that looked the best to me, and that was going to be the Boost tea. So it's technically vanilla matcha. Don't really know what matcha is, but it's really good. I do know that, so I love it. I love it. Yeah, those old big vehicles were way better than today's stuff. Are you talking about the Expedition? I loved the Expedition. My mom wants a new Expedition. Have I used the workbook? Yes. I will be honest, I haven't finished it completely, but I have used the workbook. It's really good to kind of open your eyes because it makes you really think about you. And it was really crazy because I went back and looked at it a couple weeks ago from when I first started, and it was so, oh my gosh, so life-changing and so like mind-boggling to realize how far I'd come. So I definitely recommend doing it, especially if you're at the beginning of your journey. That way you can go back and look at it later on to see exactly how, how much you've changed. But you can't daily drive a Ford Model T. But I could drive a Ford Mustang every day if I wanted to. The cool thing, see, I know how to drive standard, and I love driving standard. Not the paddle shifters and not the ones where you can barely push it. I like the actual push the clutch in, drive standard, and they don't really make many of them anymore, sadly, because I would have bought the Lexus in a standard if I could have, but they don't do that anymore. How old are my dogs? Okay, Shotzi she just turned 5 in December, and I've had her for 6 years, coming up this July 3rd will be 6 years that I've had her. Shiner is 3. He'll be 4 July 29th, and we got him March 30th, I think. Somewhere at the end of March 2 years ago. So we love them so much. They are so crazy. I'm realizing what they do nowadays, like during the day, now that I'm home all day. So they do a lot of barking, which they get in trouble for because they're not supposed to bark. But they also do a lot of sleeping. Poor Shiner, he has raw paws right now. His dew claw up at the top is on both sides is raw. So I had to take him to the vet the other day. He hates the vet. He actually was so excited after they took him to go take his temperature and get his weight. He was so excited to see me when he came back in that he shook his head and slobber flew and landed on the top of my forehead. Or on the top of my head, not my forehead. I would have died. On the top of my head, it was disgusting. And then he sneezed all over the vet. So he hates the vet, but he's doing a lot better. You should do a vlog of a birthday party for Shiner. He's such a cutie. Thank you. I think so too. He's a great dog. He's a mess. I wish that y'all could see some of the stuff that I never catch on camera. He talks all the time, and not just yawns and makes a high pitched noise. He talks he says "mama" every once in a while on accident. But I've thought about doing a day in the life of the dogs and just doing a voiceover for them because they're crazy. But that would be fun. Here in Europe, they sell the crappy base model Mustangs with plastic interior. It's no options for 40K. I would never buy that. LO. Well, I don't know what they sell here in the States because I know nothing about cars except for the fact that I like to drive standard. But if Robbie were here, he could tell you all about what they sell here. Yes, that's so Rocky Mountain Gal. I love driving standard. There's just something about it. Like, I don't know. They say it's better for gas mileage. Was not, I mean, I guess I didn't drive it correctly because my gas mileage was never good when I drove it, but I love, love, love driving standard. I had a red Mustang, a red 2004 Mustang when I was in high school, and her name was Lola. So I loved Lola. Yeah, isn't that sad? They're going to stop making standards altogether. I don't understand it. You want to know the reasoning why my parents bought me a standard when I was in high school? They bought me a standard because they wanted to make sure that nobody could jump in my car and just drive away with it. Which I kind of laugh at now. Like, I understand the point, but I kind of laugh at now. Like, who is going to jump in my car and, like, drive my car? I don't know. But I did have somebody break into my car and smoke in it once. Smoke weed in it when I was in high school. It was crazy. My Lexus can be driven as a standard, too, with the paddle shifters, but not, like, as a standard, regular standard. Where are you and Robbie going for your honeymoon? Robbie and I are going to New Mexico. See, I'm going to need some tea. I'm starting to get hoarse. So Robbie and I are going to New Mexico for our honeymoon. Actually, Colorado and New Mexico. My grandparents have a cabin up in New Mexico. I have a couple of vlogs from that. I think I have more than a couple. Maybe 2. Maybe more. I think I have 2 vlogs from one time when we went up there. They have a cabin up in the mountains, and I love their cabin. It's just so sweet and little, and they have like paths for the ATV, and they go walking the dogs every single day. It's just very, very peaceful up there. So we're doing that, but we're also before that going to Pagosa Springs. There's a resort at the hot springs there, and my grandparents got us that for a wedding gift to go up there and be there for a couple days. Then we'll go to the cabin, and then we'll come home. So it's going to be about a week. It'll be so much fun, but I know that we're going to... Robbie has a hard time leaving the dogs. Like, he starts to miss them a lot. I do too, but he really starts to miss them. Are you going to drive on your honeymoon or fly? Flying, because we typically drive to New Mexico whenever we go, and it takes forever. It takes like 17 hours, and if you're with me, because I have to pee all the time, it takes like 20 hours because we're constantly stopping, but we just didn't want to drive it, you know. Take 2 days to drive there, 2 days to drive back. That's 4 of our days done, you know. So we decided to fly it, and we're going to fly into Albuquerque, I think. Yeah, flying into Albuquerque and then getting a rental car to get to Pagosa Springs. So while we're there, we plan on doing things like zip lining, because Robbie's never been zip lining before, and going whitewater rafting. He's also never whitewater raft, but I love to whitewater raft. I think he's a little nervous about that one, but it's so much fun. I think I enjoy whitewater rafting more than I enjoy zip lining, but I love them both. So I think I don't like zip lining as much because I have some bad memories with zip lining when I was like 5. So I live in Colorado Springs, thus Rocky Mountain Go. Oh, got it. How cool. Yeah, we're going to Pagosa Springs. Pagosa is great. Yeah, we've been there before. We did a escape room there before. That was so fun. I had never done an escape room, and ever since we did that, Robbie and I are obsessed with them. So we plan on doing that too, like maybe one day. And going out to dinner and just doing coupley things, you know. So it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a ton of fun. Escape rooms are amazing. Yes, they are. We have a place here in New Braunfels called Escape House, Haus, because New Braunfels is very German. So they just said Escape House, and it was really, really fun. So we've been and done that once, but we want to do that again. Robbie has some people that he goes to work with that have become really good friends of ours, and so we do a lot with them, and that's something that we want to do with them. I've heard the escape room in Durango is really good. I've heard that too, and we thought about maybe doing that, but we're not sure yet. Are they themed? Typically, they are themed. The one in New Braunfels is themed. You can pick which one you want to do. So the one that we did was about a magician, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was about a magician. And then the one in Pagosa Springs was all about like a famous treasure, I think. A man had cancer. He thought he was going to die. I can't remember who it was. So he hid a treasure, and it's like a real story. And then people have died trying to find this treasure, and nobody has found it so far. So that was that one. It was pretty cool. Didn't a few people die in a public polish escape room? Don't tell me that! Oh my gosh, I had not heard of that. We're not going to die in an escape room. It's not going to happen. Naming and proclaiming that now. It's not going to happen. But it should be a lot of fun. So I think we're just really excited to finally get married. I tell people all the time, we're basically married because we live together, and we have lived together now for 2 years. But, well, almost 2 years. So it's basically just we don't have the same last name. But I'm really excited to be his wife, to finally be his wife and to be his Sardis. I say finally. We've actually only been together for almost 2.5 years. So it's a long time, but not that long of a time. So it's a lot less time than what some people do. My husband and I were together 7 years. Okay, so see that, I would go crazy. Like, I would go nuts. Be like, where's my ring? You know? So, because we started dating in college. So happy for you both. Thank you, Sherry. We are too. We're just excited, like I said, for the day to come when we can finally get married, and then it'll be amazing. Okay, that makes sense, Caitlin. Starting to date when you're 16, you should wait a little bit of time. You know, you can't really get married when you're 16, but yeah. So soon, our hashtag is soon, the number 2, be Sardis. Soon to be Sardis. So, yes, I looked it up. Good. I'm not going to look it up. I refuse to look that up, especially if we're about to do one. So, yeah. Well, I think this is kind of like dying down, y'all. And I think I'm going to hop off because Robbie I think he just sent me a text and let me know he's on his way home. He has class late at night. Yes. He'll be home any minute. So I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to go. If you have any other questions, as always, you're welcome to email me, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. Anything that you need, just let me know, and we will talk to y'all soon. Let me figure out if I can end this. Okay, there it is. All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye. Oh, wait, I forgot to say, I love you all, and God bless ya.